10 past 8 on Sunday, September 7th, 2025, 70 degrees indoors and outdoors. Good morning, T-Rex. What's our favorite saying about Sunday? Well, we're not in a hurry. Yeah, especially when we don't run out the Weymouth door, right? We're here in South Dennis on Cape Cod, where we did not have any thunderstorms yesterday. We have a gray sky, a thick cloud. I just saw a big flock of birds in the middle of the pond, so I put on my wireless mic so I could zoom in without losing the audio. What kind of birds are those? Migratory? Do cormorants migrate? Well, they congregate. Yeah, we're congregating. Yeah, we are congregating this morning because it's a Sunday thing and communities get together when damaging weather occurs. And go cut right to the chase on yesterday's weather. This image published on X by Dave Hayes in Western Massachusetts. Thank you, Dave. He says, this pretty much sums up the bonkers of a day we had today with the severe weather, with this tree taking the whole sidewalk up, uprooted tree, uprooted sidewalk, damage to the car, no one injured. Holyoke, Massachusetts Highlands yesterday, one of hundreds of reports of damage in New England, where I'm sure today the sound of chainsaws is overwhelming the sound of birds. Unlike many fronts, though, after the front goes by, you get that fresh air from Canada. That's not happening. The front has stalled, and it's going to continue raining today. How much rain? Well, let's go check the TK Benny's rain bucket here in South Dennis. Not a drop of rain in the middle of Cape Cod yet. If I closely examine that cloud, though, it's coming from the east-northeast. And up in the sky, well above that cloud, the air is still coming from the southwest. Yesterday I mentioned it, but I don't know if I elaborated on anafrontal precipitation. Yes, say that slowly, my first words of the day. That's when the front goes by, but then another batch of precipitation comes in on the back side of the front. Basically, it's the warmer air overrunning the cooler air that's undermining the warmth. I'd say more so the cool air undermining the warmth. And it keeps the precipitation going. Now, if this were wintertime, I'd be pleased because we would have had a rainstorm and then snow the following day. But it's not winter, fortunately, so there's no snow. But it's a chilly, rainy opening day for the Patriots at Gillette Stadium today in the 60s with rain this morning. And how much rain did you get yesterday? And it looks like in southern New England, Connecticut got the most rain at about 2 1/4 in Bristol, Connecticut. This along with the damaging thunderstorms, so drenching downpours. So that's the benefit of yesterday's weather, was the water going into the ground. We needed it badly. And then you go into the Boston area and you have 1.5 in Medford, Massachusetts, along with severe weather. And then you move south of Boston and you have less than a half inch once you get to Plymouth County. And then right here in the middle of Cape Cod, 0. It may rain today. We'll see. And then north of the border in southern Maine, it looks like Biddeford or Berwick, Maine, somewhere in there, about 1.5 inches of rain. So some well-needed rain. Casco Bay area picking up a little more than a ½ inch of rain. Finally, it hasn't rained in the Casco Bay area in some time. But I think overwhelming the story are the damage reports. So even though the National Weather Service hasn't stated any tornado reports, mostly just hail and wind, and this line there from south central New York right across southern New England into southern New Hampshire. In southern New Hampshire, Manchester Weather Observer reported 1.5 inch diameter hail. Started at about, around 4 o'clock, 3:42, lasted 10 minutes. That's how long these damaging storms last, only 5 to 10 minutes. And the leaf shred happened. The leaves were shredded off the trees. I'm sure a lot of people lost their tomato plants too and stuff like that. So very isolated hail damage yesterday. And was there a tornado? The residents of Holden, Massachusetts sure believe that they had a tornado yesterday. I don't think anyone's arguing with them. National Weather Service may be going out to look at this today. And A reporter from 7 News in Boston was out there interviewing the people, and they said it looked and sounded like a tornado, and went down in hiding from the storm, came back up, and dozens or hundreds of trees across town were uprooted or sheared. Now, is there a cyclonic pattern to that damage? I don't think it really matters whether it was a straight line damage or a circular damage, but the damage is done and it's cleanup time. I'm sure insurance adjusters are going to be out and about throughout New England tomorrow. All right, here comes Gary and Mary and Missy. So I'll go over here and look at the weather, let them go by without any doggy interaction. 69 degrees this morning. Can you see it? And we are expecting rain on Cape Cod. It's a very dark day. The clouds are very thick with we got the cumulonimbus coming in at us. Here's the satellite image this morning. So the southern stream that we've been watching all last month or so, with the front from Florida to north of Bermuda, has backed to the west, and the front from Canada has pushed to the southeast, and they have now merged as one cloud stretching up the entire east coast into New England. And it looks like just about every zip code in New England is cloud covered right now. And then if you go to the rain, the radar shows the rain covering a lot of southern, western, and eastern New England. Notable though, it's not raining on Cape Cod, at least not Bass River yet. And so the interaction of the northern stream and the southern stream that we've been teasing about for the last 2 weeks, Euro every other run has been saying, oh yeah, we're going to get some energy from the southern stream. Oh no, we're not. Yes, we are. No, we're not. Well, even today, 1 day forecast is challenging how much of that southern stream energy is getting involved. Oh, cormorants, come on. Go through the screen. Oh, we just missed them. Yeah, I got neighbors coming out on all sides, waking up the whole neighborhood over here at TK. Scott's come out. He's going to have a couple of grapes over there. Start the day late. Sunday, not in a hurry Sunday. Scott's just chilling. You're not in a hurry either? Happy to see it. So we're all kind of quiet here on Sunday morning, so I'm the loudest one. Are you awake, Kevin? Did you enjoy your birthday yesterday? The birthday parties are over for the most part, and plan not to go far today, kind of hang in the yard and watch some football. Yeah, that should be fun. I'd rather watch it than actually be at the stadium, to tell you the truth, especially because of the traffic and stuff, especially because of this rain. How much rain are we going to get today? Oh, I didn't talk about the front. Where's the front? The front has stalled right over southeastern New England. Here's the map this morning. And you see some red outlined green. That means chance of showers and thunderstorms. Wave on the low pressure is coming right up the front, right over eastern Massachusetts. So it's going to be a play-by-play kind of day. Now, I don't think we're going to get any severe weather, but we've been surprised in the past when these fronts come. You think the severe weather is over, and then the next day, Cape Cod ends up with the thunderstorms. It'll be close. The surface analysis first thing this morning kind of shows you where the front is. You see the temperatures are in the 50s, with a dew point in the 50s in northern and western New England, even the dew points in the 40s. The farther north and west you go, that's the cooler air from Canada. And then right over southeastern New England. In New Bedford this morning, day started off at about 62 with a dew point of 59. But then on Nantucket, where it's calm, that air from the north, by the way, in Boston down to Buzzards Bay, and then Nantucket is calm with a temperature and dew point both of 69. And so there's your 10-degree dew point gradient right over Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. So the front is literally right over Cape Cod and the islands. Most of the precipitation is in the colder sector to the north and west, but we still have the threat for some convection here coming up close to Buzzards Bay and Cape Cod. And it's going to be a real challenge. So let's go to the NAM and see what the NAM has to say. At one point a few days ago, looked like Sunday was going to have just a couple scattered showers, and then each day it's been getting more and more potent. And now look at this rainfall throughout the morning, and the wave of low pressure goes right over Cape Cod. It does not look too windy, so I think we're safe in the wind department unless we get an isolated strong thunderstorm, which is not out of the question, but the odds are fairly low. And then you see the little yellow specks there, those are the potential thunderstorms. And then it looks like it takes about till maybe 20Z, that would be about 6 o'clock for the showers to shut off here on Cape Cod and the islands. So a gray, chilly day and wet. And then tonight we have the cold air advection, the 540 line there north of New England, and It looks like it's going to be dry enough and stable enough that we're mostly dry tomorrow outside, maybe a sprinkle in the mountains. Still waiting to see maybe Mount Washington gets down to 33 or 34 degrees, maybe with a snowflake. I know we said that a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get any verification on that, although rumor had it there was one. And this map goes through tomorrow, Monday, September 8th, and it goes out to 2 p.m. on Tuesday, September 9th. Now, the 1030 high pressure system in Maine, you lose the blue H there at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, but trust me, it's a strong high over Maine, and you have another low going off the mid-Atlantic states. And look at the rain east of Virginia as we pan south on this 2 o'clock Tuesday map, and quite a few isobars in there. You see the 1024, 1022, 1020, 1016. We may have a high barometer nor'easter very close to Cape Cod and the islands on Tuesday night and Wednesday. That's been another moving target with how close can we get that southern stream to come north. Yesterday it was more bullish on some rain and wind here on Cape Cod on Wednesday, and now it's not so much. All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. How much rain in the next 36 hours? Well, most of it's happening today. Here's the QPF forecast, and wow, don't think we're getting any severe weather, though it's not out of the question, but we are getting downpours very close to the front, just on the colder side of the front near the Buzzards Bay area, Narragansett Bay, Bristol, Rhode Island, Bristol County, Massachusetts. So yesterday it was Bristol, Connecticut. Today it's Bristol and Rhode Island. Bill, you getting some heavy rain today? And the rain is pretty much done by this evening. We'll let this play out, though, all the way till 2 p.m. It's a 60-hour product, 2 p.m. on Tuesday. And there's the end of it. And we'll zoom in a little bit down, pan down towards the coast of Maine to southeastern New England. There's a band of 1 to 2 inches additional rainfall, with it looks like right around Westport, Massachusetts, if the NAM is right, more than 2 inches of rain in that darker purple. Meanwhile, you get to Bass River and points east, and we're getting less than 1/4 of an inch. I don't know, you can move these lines around a lot. They always fluctuate, and they're never exactly right. But so parts of New England, between the last 3 days, 1 to 3 inches of rain. It's the most widespread rain for all of New England we've had probably since springtime. As I just look up at the sky right now and I look to the left, I can see Virga right there. Oh yeah, it looks like it's going to try and rain any minute now. And there goes another puppy. That's Macy and Bree. And T-Rex is just over there watching. You can see T-Rex's tail. T-Rex is staying quiet. Not in a hurry. Quiet Sunday morning. I can't believe I'm already 13 minutes in. And you know, one of the biggest shockers while we were watching all this severe weather happen in New England is what happened at the National Hurricane Center. 48 hours ago, there was a 90% chance of a tropical cyclone. It would have become Tropical Cyclone Gabrielle. And everyone was getting worried in Florida and the Caribbean. And now 48 hours later, no tropical cyclones expected in the North Atlantic. That is an amazing fail. I don't know who to credit. I don't want to say blame, but the computer guidance, the weather guidance said there was going to be a tropical cyclone. And we trust the weather guidance. It's modern. It's the year 2025. It was a fail. And I can tell you that the first guidance to see that nothing was going to happen was called Google DeepMind. The AI guidance got rid of the potential cyclone before any of the other guidance. So yes, AI is now playing a significant role. A lot of us don't really look at it that much for guidance, but it did well with this potential tropical cyclone that now is not happening. So here we are at the peak of hurricane season, and we are quiet. Who wants a hurricane? Nobody. Well, actually, there are some people. I don't want a hurricane. But all this rain that we have happening up and down the East Coast and over the West Atlantic is a result of warm, humid air going from the equator to the pole. And that's what weather is. And then the cooler air comes down from the pole toward the equator. And a lot of times it happens with named storms, and a lot of times it happens without named storms. So we're getting tropical downpours the last couple days and today without a named storm. So get the rain and not the wind. We want things to be green, but we don't want them being destroyed by wind. And now let's go to the Euro and see what's up next. And I guess the biggest question is, do we get that southern front to come back north? So you got the upper level low over eastern Canada. You got the 534 and the 540 thickness up there. Very cold anomaly. I forgot to mention this morning it was 31 degrees at International Falls, Minnesota. And that big, strong, cold high is gradually coming in our direction. So we're going to have cooler mornings tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning. And as the high goes over us, with perhaps some first frosts in far northern New England, we watch that southern stream come up and come just to the south and east of Nantucket and Chatham, Massachusetts on Tuesday night and Wednesday. The winds will pick up from the northeast, but it looks like it's a little less intense than we had yesterday, with the rain a little farther away and a little bit less windy. So my friends want to go tuna fishing on Wednesday and Thursday, and maybe it's not 10 to 15 foot seas out there with 20, 30 knot winds, but it still looks pretty windy before another weak front looks like it's going to come at us on Thursday into Friday. Now, look at this over Ontario. Look at that 546 red circle. That is an extreme little wayward polar vortex there, where before we thought maybe a wave of warmth coming across Canada. Now that's a upper level low that's coming south around western New England on Saturday and Sunday next weekend. Right on the edge of that, but looking okay weather-wise. And then it's really Sunday night and Monday, that thing kind of takes a corner and comes right over New England with some downpours possible. New York City, this is a real outlier and low confidence, but it just indicates that cold is fighting back against warmth. And now we stop it on Tuesday, September 18th. Is that right? I think so, yeah. Tuesday, September 18th, and that upper level low is right over New England. It has weakened to 558 upper level low, but there's some rain there from Long Island to Cape Cod, so that'll be an anomaly to watch. Almost an early season wayward polar vortex. I know a lot of us want to hang on to summer as long as we can. It seems like the best summer weather, the best weather for summer-like feel and look often happens midweek. The fate of the weather wheel. You spin the wheel, and a lot of times the best weather has been on Tuesdays and Wednesdays all season long, and it looks like this Tuesday and Wednesday are pretty good, but we may hang on to the nice weather into next weekend. Oh, that was long. Sorry. I thought maybe I could do it a little quicker. And I now have drizzle falling, as you can see. Once again, when you can see the bottom of the cloud like that, there's not really precipitation coming out of it, but then when it kind of blends all one color, like that right there, that would be precipitation coming out of the cloud. So it's starting to rain here in South Dennis, and I got a good amount of editing to do yesterday, waiting mercifully for the sun to try and come out here, and watching those storms erupt with getting reports from our friend Steve Turnblom. Says, yeah, I think my son's house in Boylston, there was a little spin on that storm that came through Boylston and moved his yard furniture 150 yards into the next yard. And so got a lot of content provided at the air show in New Hampshire. Weir and Ross were there, and Carl Weller Jr. with the Bears. Carl and Donna in Scotland having a great tour, and meanwhile the Bears are eating your plums because they're so cute, but Carl did shoo them away. And then the end of the day down across the pond here on Fallens Pond, trying to get an osprey to catch a fish for me on live out the door. Just didn't happen again. And T-Rex, what do you see down there? You're being nice and quiet, and Macy and Bree. All right, and more. Yesterday's weather today. And more, just past 11 a.m. on our Saturday. Oh, there was a Carolina wren right there. Yeah, it's still there. Is that it? I think there's a couple of them. They're so tiny. There it is. I think there are 3 of them. Oh, yeah. Can only get so close. We break for birds. 76 degrees. Hoping for some sunshine today. So far, no sunshine. They love this Leland. Okay, I'll put some more food in the feeder. Thanks for putting on that little song show for us. Come on, blue sky, you can do it. That's a sparrow. I know that. Blue sky. Yay. Oh, there was a hawk right there. Anyhow, we've got birds, and we finally have the blue sky at 2 o'clock. It usually doesn't take that long to burn this stuff off. So we're styling. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect from Pennsylvania to Maine. It's huge, but not here on Cape Cod. If we get rain, it's on the back side of the front. Oh yeah, I talked about Anna front. That means, not you, Anna. That means that there's precipitation on the back side of the front, on the cold side of the front. What are we getting here? Any bees? And a Rose of Sharon? Always. Oh, just heard the wren. We break for bees too. Still got some osprey hanging out. There were just 2 of them and they were kind of dive bombing each other, making a lot of noise. So we're getting contributions now. Last night, Carl Weller Jr. and watching the mama bear and 2 baby bears. Saying they're so cute.
Just gonna sit there.
Except for they're eating daddy's plums. You see the plums still up high in the tree. Mama and 2 babies. I wonder if that's the same mama bear I saw when I left Stowe back in springtime. And also, thunder over New Hampshire, the air show. Not only are there thunderstorms, which delayed the air show a little bit, most of the thunderstorms were off to the west, but enjoying the air show in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Thunder and thunder. And the first tornado warning of the day came out about an hour ago in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. So, dynamic weather Saturday superstorm in New England. Where'd that osprey go? There it is. Also getting contributions from Sterling and T-Rex. I think you're in Biddeford, Maine. Raindrops. Line of showers developed well ahead of the main line, which at 3 p.m. really cranking there. Look at all those yellow rectangles. Those are severe weather warnings in effect from central New Hampshire to Connecticut. That whole line. Kind of a scary line of storms. Meanwhile, it's turned quite nice on Cape Cod. Along with ospreys, I've been trying to get some crickets. So I just lifted up a speed bump. We get the crickets here. They don't like the warmth, I'm sure. There you go. See you later. Go chirp. Go ahead. Other way. Back to the Yarmouth side of Fallon's Pond. Some of my favorite hydrangea and trees. And let's see if we can't catch us an osprey catching a fish on video.
You know what they say, Tim? If you can't enjoy the beach, let the dogs go to enjoy the beach. This place is going to the dogs, I swear. Look at those 2. So, oh, sorry. Just trying to go wide. Doop. There we go. Nice weather though. Just no waves. Canceling my Surfline subscription. Look at those clouds, honestly. All joking aside. Oh, here's the dogs again.
Incoming to HYA. So on this side of the pond, you can see that stratocumulus is going really fast. But on this side of the pond, the wind from the south-southwest is coming over the top of the hill, and it kind of spares us in the yard here. And you can see the wind pushing down on the water over here on Fallon's Pond, waiting for an osprey to start showing off for me. There were just a bunch of wave runners and boaters. I don't know where they went. And then looking over towards our neighborhood over there, where the southwest wind goes up the hill, and it's twice as strong as it is here. There's our dead tree on our beach that we have to take care of. 4:24 p.m. Steve Turnblum in Shrewsbury says, quite a squall line. So I just looked at the radar. Indeed, tornado warning now in, looks like Hudson and Maynard. In the olden days, a tornado warning meant there was a tornado. Nowadays, it means there could be, maybe, possibly a tornado, but hey, weatherman, go get in front of that camera and don't stop talking until the tornado warning is dismissed. And even if it's not a tornado, it's still damaging. Hail, lightning, wind. Hey, there's the terror. I mean, hi Declan, how you doing? Just having a sleeve of Ritz crackers there.
Yeah,
Clear it up perfectly.
I'm
not a grandfather, but I'm a grand
stop and cooking.
Matt's birthday, Kevin's birthday. It's a birthday. See you later. Bye-bye. Here we are, hoping to see an osprey. So we get the stratocumulus here. Those are the lower clouds. A nice little lull in the wind right here at the spot. And there's our subtropical southern stream system, which is headed north. And now we can make out the system coming out of Canada, the front, causing all the severe weather now showing up on our western horizon. So those clouds just over the Cape Cod Canal. As I'm taping this at 5:15 on a really nice Saturday. So I could almost consider this the 10th nice Saturday in a row on Cape Cod, even though it's been windy. It's beautiful right here, right now. Well, this is kind of fun too, looking at the trees that are succumbing to Bass River, but not really succumbing. Looks like this one fell a long, long time ago, this oak, and its will to survive and grew 2 new trees from branches. Yeah, early September is the birthday season here for our family, a lot of us. There's so much family that just about every season is a birthday season. And I love when I find a weed just sitting there all by itself looking so pretty. Look at that gorgeous little thing. So that's a glory of some kind. A weed is a flower growing where you don't want it to. But because we love that one, it's staying there. Probably should try and play us out. There's still a chance I can catch an osprey, catching a fish. Thank you for all the contributions today. Russ Budd, Carl Weller Jr., Sterling Sigurdsson, never boring. Took a while, but the sun did come out here on Bass River. Front's coming at us from the west and the south. And right this minute, it's about 6:30 or so, there is a massive thunderstorm going right into Weymouth, Massachusetts. So here's the time lapse from Weymouth, where I assume we had a clear, kind of smoky sky first thing in the morning. And then, was there any stratocumulus? And then building towering cumulus. And 6:30 p.m. thunderstorm. I think that was a little ahead of the schedule we set from the NAM, but close enough. So happy that we got some water, unhappy that there was so much damage scattered around New England. The battle of the seasons. All right, Gull, go down, catch me. Don't see any osprey right now, but the gulls are certainly working. Work is play, play is work. Not in a hurry Sunday. I love when I don't know what the weather's going to do. Believe it or not, it's one of the funnest parts of this hobby. No one's gonna catch a fish for me. They're here. There's the front. Okay, Tim, wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow. Cold air advection of Mount Washington. Maybe it snows a little bit this week. Push it, Tim. Bring us some more summer weather. Looks like a really nice week. Obviously, I'm milking it out. That's it. More and more and more. Egrets. That's a wrap. I mean, heron. Heron.